said once upon a time this used to be like one of the richest places.
Yeah.
On anything and everything. Just, I guess all the coal miners left, you know.
So there's no coal here anymore?
There is, but not like there used to be.
Right.
Jaeger was like a hub. It was like a hub, and 12 miles or farther out, people's coming to this hub. The railroad guys, workers work here, the school teachers work here, the high school, the junior high, and they all come in, so it's more popular. The population would seem like more when everybody comes flooding in.
Right.
Than it would the population of people who live here, like 320 some. And back in the day, it was like 1,600.
Yeah, they have. Welcome to Kimball, West Virginia, in McDowell County, notoriously one of the most poor regions of the United States. But this was once one of the heartbeats of America because of coal. Here in Kimball, this is in a unique town. This was one of the places that had one of the largest African-American Southerners migrate here in the early 1900s for coal. They were recruiting hard for the Pocahontas coal fields or coal mines and needed labor. This town, like so many of the others, when the coal exited or the lack of coal being processed, changed everything. And as you can see, the town is almost nothing. Come along with me today. We're going through multiple towns, cutting across West Virginia, and we're going to see every town that we can, time allowing, and see what we can find, see what we can discover, see who we can talk to. Interesting police department, right? Kimball Police. Imagine they stay busy. So yesterday, if you were following along and seen the video yesterday, we were in Bluefield, West Virginia. One of the wealthy, I guess you could say, one of the wealthiest towns created from the coal, where the barons were, where they had the mini metropolis, the so-called Little New York or Chicago. And wow, what a drastic change. So right now we're standing in front of one of the first structures dedicated back in 1928. It's the first building in the United States to honor African Americans for their military service during the First War. Classical style building designed by Welsh architect Hassel Hicks. This was erected with county funds. For many years, it was central meeting place for extended African American community. It was listed on the National Register in 1993. Stunning building, classical architecture. Stands out here in the town with everything else being destroyed here. But wow, these towns never stop amazing me. It's just amazing. And what's amazing to me is that so many people still live here. But like when I meet people or talk to people, they always tell me they work out of town. I guess there's no work here. I mean, kind of what's the point of living here? I guess cost of living is probably very low. I wonder how far that tunnel goes. We got a lot of towns to hit today. And the weather has really perked up. It was raining this morning pretty good. On the unfortunate side is it's definitely warmed up more than I would prefer. Such is life. I mean, I know these towns are small. We're here along State Road 52, but this is all that's left. I mean, there wasn't much of this town anyhow to begin with, but one thing I will say that seems to last the most is the churches. Sunday service still going on no matter how dead a town is. They come out and go to church. It's good. I think in towns like this, that's what keeps these people going, is their belief and faith. Wow, this is pretty cool. It's amazing to think that they laid tracks down into these coal mines, and these guys laid on these things, took out huge amounts of coal. The locomotive and mine car. I mean, I don't think people, I know I can't really appreciate the amount of work that takes. I can honestly say that is some crazy hard work. I couldn't do it. So we're here in Keystone, and Keystone's a little different than the other counties here in McDowell County. While so many of the towns were strictly regulated and policed by guards, company guards, in the 1920s in the coal boom about drinking, gambling, those kind of things. Keystone here was the lawless city or town, 24/7 Sin City of McDowell County. They had gambling, alcohol, a lot of things going on, a lot of bad stuff going on. And it was something. One of the very first newspapers, African American newspapers, was started right here in Keystone. Gentleman started the newspaper. He was a real advocate for labor and civil rights. And it's like I always say, if the camera had smell-o-vision, because the smell is just moldy, wet smell. A lot of these places are still lived in. That's amazing to me. Another thing about these little towns is there is no speed limit. I mean, it may be a posted speed limit, but nobody pays attention to it. I have to pull over constantly and let people get around me. I mean, you got these little towns, homes that are built 2 feet from the road. People are going by 60, 70 miles an hour, it seems like. No care in the world. Wow. Again, the same thing, but the ceilings and everything that I've seen in other towns here probably was really a nice place at one time in its heyday. Just amazing how towns are left to crumble. And the residents who can't leave have no choice but to deal with it. Let's go into the little store here, see if I can get something to drink. These C4 energy drinks are amazing. 200 milligrams of caffeine and keeps you going. A little on the sweet side. Sugar-free, still good. Well, so we're missing our clerk. Just those two C4s You live here in town?
I live up the road.
Okay. I'm just driving through doing a video. What's there to do in this town or around here?
The only thing I know is everybody hits the mountains.
The trails.
Yeah,
So if you don't have a four-wheeler or a 4x4, you can't do anything.
pretty much there's really nothing to do, yeah.
So is the town Keystone just pretty much died down? Or is there any work here?
They said once upon a time this used to be like one of the richest places.
Yeah.
On anything and everything. Just I guess all the coal miners left, you know.
So there's no coal here anymore?
There is, but not like there used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
What else for you, buddy?
That's it, bud.
640.
All right. You got the tap pay?
Yeah, we do.
I think words can barely do justice for the feel of this town. We're in Jaeger now. And this was a boom town in the 20th century. In the early 1900s, you had all of these coal seams. One of them, again, the same as always, the Pocahontas seam, but so many others. This was a big place. Thousands and thousands of people lived here in these buildings, working. This bank was a huge bank. But in the 1980s, when coal became mechanized, thousands of employees, laborers, weren't needed as much. They were laid off, lost their jobs, and the younger generations have exited, left Jaeger, left it for what you're seeing now. Bare bones, collapsing, a ghost town. I mean, there is no one here, nothing to do, nothing to see. It is a shame. Not to mention, right in the back here, is the Tug Fork River. Now that's what you see here everywhere in West Virginia is those side-by-sides, the 4x4s, four-wheelers, motorcycles. But this river, which is amazing to me, is because it looks like it's about maybe 2 foot deep right now, is notorious for flooding this entire region. So much so that they had stilt houses here, built up to withstand the flooding. This town is named after a guy named William Jaeger, who in 1850 acquired thousands of acreage of plots out here and built the town. Made the town something big in its time. But one thing I will definitely give West Virginia or McDowell County credit for is they are really big on their service members and recognizing and supporting military. Unfortunately, like so many people, I was talking to several gentlemen over at the VFW just around the corner from here, and they were gathering, having their meetings. They loved to chat not on camera, but they just didn't want to be on camera, and I get it. But they sent me hunting for the mayor here of Jaeger. There's actually a mayor here still. Said he was just down here somewhere. I don't know if my chance of finding him is slim to none. Now that car, someone still lives here. That's wild. This store looks like it's still open. Not today, but Monday through Friday. Little Sparrow Ministries. Check out the old artwork. R.C. Cola. Is that even around anymore? I don't drink soda, so I don't know, but I think I remember that when I was a kid. Well, unfortunately, the pharmacies do well here. Drugs, sadly, are still a big problem here. These old brick buildings. Neat stuff. I mean, I love being able to actually see what's below that, what do you call it? The facade here, and seeing the bricks. How many years ago was that built? Barbershop. Volunteer fire department. Check this out. This is what was missing the other day when I was in Bluefield, Montgomery Ward Catalog Sales Agency. How many of you remember that? I remember getting the giant catalogs, and I remember the big J.C. Penney's. That's crazy. Most of them have been torn down. I'd love to get in there and explore that building, honestly. Probably not safe. Wow. I'm Darren, by the way.
Oh, Darren, how you doing?
What's your name, sir?
Mayor Joe Ford from
Joe
County
Ford.
Jaeger, yes.
Okay, all right. So, Mr. Ford, Mayor, so tell me about the town here. You said one of these was, which one is the historical?
Well, let me give you a little rundown for, I guess.
Okay.
Jaeger. Jaeger is the only place in American history that's a town been named 5 different times. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. First, it used to be where the two rivers meet here, the Dry Fork and the Tug. And the Indians used to go down there, and take, and that's what is hunting ground here.
Okay.
The Dry Fork and Tug, which is meet in this county, in this town. And they call it the two rivers. And later on, Lewis, in the Equatorial for the Revolutionary War, Lewis Clark, they bought an expedition in here, and they called this Lewis Camp, Camp Lewis, right here on this ground you're sitting right now. It's Camp Lewis.
What year was that?
That's back in 18-something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Camp Lewis. It was bought a Union out of Virginia. Here. Shawnee was raiding the villages, and between here and Abbs Valley, so they set up here. This wasn't one of their successful missions. The successful mission would probably been at Point Pleasant, the last of the Revolutionary War meeting. But anyway, they named it Camp Lewis. Mm-hmm. And after that, they took and named it, since William was a military man back in the colonial days, he, they got land and surveyors and stuff like that. So he took and they named it after his first name.
So that was William Jaeger?
That comes after.
Oh.
Left your camp. Yeah.
Okay.
And William G.W. Jaeger come in here. So he bought a surveyor and stuff in here and back in 18-something. And then turned around, they named it Williamsburg. This was called Williamsburg also.
Before it was Jaeger, it was Williamsburg.
This was Williamsburg before Jaeger, yes. And which I'm going to speed up a little bit. This was all Tazewell County at one time. This was Tazewell County, Virginia.
So we're not in McDowell.
You in McDowell County.
This is McDowell,
Virginia,
but it was.
But this was Tazewell County. This was in Virginia.
That's crazy.
So right now you really Tazewell County, but now it's in West Virginia, McDowell County. But after William, the name that they decided that they couldn't have more than one Williamsburg. So they used it later on 18-something. They changed his name to use Jaeger, use his name Jaeger, right? So how many you kept count? 3 so far?
I'm getting lost already.
Okay. And then after it was for Jaeger for many years, after the Jaeger, then it became, in 1917, it became incorporated. So city council government. So it changed Jaeger Corporation. So I went through 5 different changes of the name this area has.
Goodness.
And William G.W. Jaeger was one of the largest landowners in the state at that time, Virginia, and he was also timber and coal. He come here and he died of an ear infection.
Really?
In 1913, yeah, he died of an ear infection in Huntington, West Virginia, at the 14 Hotel. And his Dr. Hodge, H-O-G-G, treated him, and about 1:12, 1:15 that morning, they took his body. His lawyer came to take his body and put the C&O Railroad, and they shipped him back to his regular hometown, which was Hamburg, Pennsylvania. So Washington Post found out this. So Washington Post, which I got the headlines down at City Hall. Washington Post says, a friend of Abraham Lincoln, William G.W. Jaeger, died in Huntington, West Virginia. So, and this is one of the founders of the name of the town. But this Jaeger, this one at one time had everything in the world that you want here. This town, you didn't have to leave out for nothing, not anything. Right here.
In the early 1900s?
In the 1900s and 1800s, on up to the 70s.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, up to the 70s. So anyway, this building right here was one of the buildings, the First National Bank. They printed dollar currency in there, dollar bills in here.
Did they really?
Yes. Yes, I'll show you the $10 bill when I get on my camera and show you
Okay.
the $10 bill that they printed here, money they printed. At a printing press, printed currency right here, this building right here, First National.
That is neat.
They had also this building, they had a lot of these places was like leaders, shoot places. Some of the family members left out here and moved on and become big names like Sarah Brothers. And they got here and they expanded across the country, probably I think into maybe Magic Mart or Walmart or whatever. They was all some of them's tied into some roots that came from here. They had 5 and 10 cent store right down in the middle of the next building where flower shops had 5 and 10. I've been in Franklin for many years. They had a movie theater down there.
Oh, there's a theater down there.
Yeah, there was a theater where church is the church now. There was a movie theater.
Okay.
There was a skating ring here at the first building here. That blue building right there.
Okay.
Skating ring. They had built a hotel called the Palace Hotel was right here.
Oh, so this was the hotel. I read there was a hotel here.
Hotel right here. And another clothing place here. There was a bank was up here later on in the year. The bank here was here later in the 70s and 80s. The bank here.
What is that, Bailey and Cook?
Well, this was the bank.
So that was the whole bank.
Down the bottom part, but the other part had apartments, a doctor's office and stuff upstairs, the dentist's office. This had a grocery store right here. That you see that metal piece there? That's a chute that used to feed feed up the.
Oh, I thought that was a ladder. So that's actually like it brought stuff up.
Right, it bailed down and people loaded. When I was little, first come to the guy kept the guy. They paid kids a little money to throw it on.
How long have you been here?
Well, I'm from another town, but I've been here since I was probably 8 years old now.
Really? So you really know your stuff.
Yes. So.
And this gentleman is 71.
Yes.
71, and you don't look 71. You look great.
And like I said, this town had everything you could possibly need. It had a movie theater here, had a dry cleaner's place, had shoe shop place, laundromat. Anything that you name that you want, you didn't have to leave out here for it.
Restaurants.
Restaurants here.
Everything.
All kind of restaurants. You did not have to leave this place for it. Everything was here that you could ever possibly get.
Right.
Shoes, your barber shop. You name it, you got it. They used to have a store here that tore down. It was a famous store in many years. It's called May's Department Store. That used to be on this lot right here.
You know what was neat to me was that you have a Montgomery Ward.
Yes.
Now, a lot of those have been torn down in some of the towns I've been. That's pretty neat.
Well, Montgomery Ward was here. Western Auto. You remember the old Western Auto? They was in stores here. You had, like I say, this little town had more. You didn't have to leave for it. Everything was here.
Well, let me ask you, what keeps you here?
Well, when I went in the military, I played basketball in school. Matter of fact, when I came here and my father and mother separated, I ended up walking through these tunnels. They got in these tunnels when you come here from the Marytown, there's manholes in it. And my father taught me about 5 years old how to, if a train comes, and how to step back in one of these tunnels to get in there to step back.
So you walk
So,
through these tunnels that
I
these
come
trains are
through
going
town- Yeah,
through?
when I was
Oh,
about
wow.
5 to 8 years old, and I come looking for my father, go back, my father and mother separated. And my father ended up down here working.
Uh-huh.
And I come looking for my father. So when I come looking for my father, I come through these tunnels that he told me. So I come through the tunnels, and the train come, and I jump in a manhole, which is dark inside.
Yeah.
And when I was in there was a guy sitting right beside that I didn't know the darkness. Hey, boy, what are you doing in here? And it scared me like crazy,
Oh,
little
I
kid.
bet.
And I said, my daddy's a road here. I guess, learned a lot for that a little moment for my safety wise. I said, my father's up the road here. But anyway, that train went, and I went on. I come to another tunnel like that, and ended up crossing the railroad tracks up here where a schoolhouse was at.
Uh-huh.
And I found my father, and I knocked on the door. And he said, how'd you get here? And I said, he said, where's your mom at? And I said, I walked here. He said, what? He said, I walked here. And he said, he said, come on in the house. Then my father kept me here, put me in the school right there where I walked by. And then I went on to play basketball. I became one of the first ninth graders in the state of West Virginia to start on a varsity basketball team.
No kidding.
Yes. So
Wow.
Jaeger High School over here. Yes, up there.
No kidding.
And I was police chief in Jaeger. I was patrolman, chief of police, and now ended up being the mayor, and the paycheck dropped.
Oh, wow.
And,
So you
so
have done it all.
I walked the ladder, yes. So
That's
I did it.
really neat.
But like I say, these getting back to this, a lot of these buildings here,
Yeah.
you could have had motel rooms. The palace, like I said, was there. People stayed in. Over here was a hotel where a lot of the railroad guys would stay.
This one here?
Yes.
Okay.
The railroad guys would stay, and also you'd have people whose salespersons come in would stay over there, and they would come there. And a lot of you know about the thing when you go to Matewan, when the Sid Hatfield thing, the shooting out at the Matewan, the train station was right here on Camp Lewis. This was all a train station.
This was really?
Yes, the train station was put right here, and it was tore down in the 80s. But the train station reached from down that end to here. I can show you some pictures on my camera later. But the train station reached from there to back up to here. And I'm sure
That's a big station.
I'm sure Sid Hatfield. I'm sure that they dropped off here and people's before they went to Welch for the shootout on the courthouse.
Yeah.
But a lot of people stayed here, and they would travel back for them trains here.
Mm-hmm.
Jaeger was like a hub. It was like a hub, and 12 miles or farther out, people's coming in this hub. The railroad guys, workers work here. The school teachers work here with the high school, the junior high, and they all come here. So it's more popular. The population would seem like more when everybody come flooding here.
Right.
Than it would that the population of the people who live here, like 320 some. And back in the day, it was like 1,600.
Yeah, they had a lot of people here back
yes,
in the day.
Yes, this in this little town. So a lot of these towns, when you see what happened here, a lot of stores and business that's not here. There's a few places that's closed on Sundays that would be open, a few of them. But what happened here years ago is really happened across a lot of small towns across the country. Because what happened here was when the coal mine was always like up and down, boom, in and out, strikes up and down, whatever. It goes up and down. But a lot of workers here at the time could not find a job here. They go to Detroit, go down south, Hillbilly Highway. They call it down North Carolina places. But what happened is a lot of these places here, that a lot of people, when Walmart and all these people come in, the mama and papa stores was here, and people would bypass the mama and papa store, even me myself probably, to get a discount price, and bypass and go to these places, and that shut mamas and papa stores down.
Destroyed them. Yeah.
Mama and papa store, when they shut down, and then they go and then the big stores start pulling out here, then you ain't got the mama and papa stores no more. It's gone.
Right.
You can't really get it back, and everybody wondering what happened.
Is coal still going on?
Coal's still going, yeah.
I saw a train earlier go by with loaded up with coal.
You would see a lot of trains. You would see probably 65 units a day go through here.
Really?
Yeah, different trains, freight, and whatever.
And you said that you got a big rail hub here still down just over there?
Yeah, it's a hub right across. I myself entertain. I'm on Spotify, YouTube, and Pandora, my music live out there. And I was told to go to Nashville State, but I told them I could keep my day job.
Well, where can my viewers find you on YouTube?
You can find me anywhere on YouTube. You can find Joe Ford, put Joe Ford 5.
Joe Ford 5.
And you bring me up on YouTube, Pandora, iTunes, Spotify. You do that, and it come up on any one of the songs.
I'm sure people are going to look you up. That's neat.
So I sing and perform I open up for a lot of country acts and stuff like that, and have the privilege to meet a lot of them.
Man, what a wealth of information. I love when I catch somebody like that. Actually finding the mayor, which I didn't think I was gonna be able to do, but that's a pretty lucky little draw right there. Seeing the mayor, the actual mayor, not just calling himself the mayor. That is neat. And I'm gonna look his music up. Joe Ford 5. He apparently has quite a bit of music out there. So be interested to see that. And show me some really cool pictures on his phone. I wish they could have came out. I don't know if they did or not on the video. I won't know until I get done and edit this. But just what a cool history here. Well, guys, if you've been watching this long, I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you for sticking around. I'm gonna wrap today's video up right here. I'm exhausted. I had one more spot. We're gonna hit it tomorrow. We got a busy day ahead of tomorrow. A lot of great places. In my opinion, some of the best spots are coming tomorrow. But I'm gonna go check into my room, relax a little bit. Thanks again for everything. Comment down below. I love hearing from you, love communicating with you. Some of you have just almost become friends. You've been watching for so long. Hit that thumbs up and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. I will see you on the next adventure.